Hey folks, I'm just going to show you this permaculture bed I started last year in the background, and we'll have a look. I started growing asparagus in this bed, I think 2 years ago. So I started a few there. Started, I don't know, maybe 10 or 20 plants. Some of them didn't make it. This wasn't the best soil conditions at the time. But then I decided last year I was going to really improve the soil and mulch around it. So I started more asparagus plants. I started these in containers and then I planted them out once I did some sheet mulching here. So I did the sheet mulching and then I amended on top with lots of leaves, basically like leaf mold type stuff, and lots of wood chips, which I've had around here on the property. This is my northern cottage property. I continued along with growing asparagus, which comes back every year. Also threw in some onion seedlings right at the end of last year. I thought they would have grown bigger by now, but that's fine. I could probably pick these as so-called spring onions anytime I want now. I also put in some garlic. Started, I think, late September, which for here is probably around right time to plant them in the fall. And also I put in some strawberries. These are all just strawberries that I had started from runners. I was growing a lot of strawberries last year, and these, the ones I was growing last year, just had like a million runners, so I just wanted a place to put them without actually having to throw them in the compost. So yeah, they're coming back well. For sure going to be having some strawberries growing here, so that's good. Probably in another 2 weeks I'll have a decent amount of strawberries, just a little sampling anyway. I plan on planting out more runners I get this year in the same area. Yeah, so I'm going to continue building out this bed. I just allotted maybe, looks like just under a 4x8 area in what I planted. I planted a couple rows of asparagus, and I see there's like a gap here, so I'm assuming that plant just didn't make it for whatever reason. That happens. So I'm going to continue with the same idea. Oh, there's a little asparagus plant. And the idea here is just not to have to water. This bed has not had any additional water added to it since I got it going. I'm pretty sure I watered it for the first month or so when I put these wood chips on top. And we haven't had a lot of rain in this particular area for quite a while. But if you look under the soil, it's very wet looking and wet feeling. So the mulch seems to be doing its job. I don't think it's rained here for close to 10 days, at least not any significant amount. And I don't think it needs any watering. Just shows you what you can do if you want to start a permaculture bed. You don't really have to do any watering, weeding. Just start some plants and put them in heavily mulched area, and it just takes care of itself. It's like growing in the wild. So I'll be adding on to this throughout the summer, and hopefully I'll be growing a lot more. Yeah, it's really not that much work, and I hope some of you try this yourself. Now this is a raised bed garden. I started in the general same vicinity of the other garden bed. It's about 30 feet away, or 10 meters. I had some garlic that came up early at relatives, so they gave me some of their garlic that was all bunched up together. It seems to be growing fairly well. I just have some corn, just kind of growing that for fun, see what happens. Some beets, also some of the daikon radish, some lettuce I need to start, and some onions.